Chris Red, Chris Red, Chris Red, Chris
Hi,
Red.
my friend.
Where you been? How are you? What's going on?
I've been all over the place, man. I've been to hell and back, Papa. Come on now.
This is What a Joke
with Tom Papa and Fortune Feimster
on Netflix is a Joke Radio.
Chris has like 1,000 jobs.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to retire early, dog. By 38, man. I want to vote. I want to quit comedy.
Somebody said that they needed to give Chris a break, and Chris said, "Not before I buy my boat."
Hey, man, don't give me a break prematurely, man. I'm just getting out of my tax situations, nigga. I just got out of my Wesley Snipes.
Oh no!
Now I'm really saving.
You went from 2016 New Faces, which is at the Just for Laughs festival in Montreal. It's like when the new fresh faces come along and they get noticed by the industry. And then you usually 10, 15, 20 years later, you've kind of done a bunch of stuff. From 2016 until now, you've just exploded. It's so insanely great.
Thank you, man. At the time, it doesn't feel like it's moving as fast as that recap sounded. Like that recap sounds awesome because it sounds like it's just like breezed, right? You know, but 2016, I was still struggling. I was still broke. You know, I was just doing cool shit, and that's like a really. I mean, you guys know what it's like. Like, it's such an interesting part that like you kind of don't know how to deal with it until you're there. But it's like you start getting enough things where you know not to quit, but you're still not making enough money to eat. So like,
it's true.
You're doing like this really cool shit where you're doing shows with people who have stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, if I just keep at it, I'll have stuff too. And
it's really true. Oh, they gave me just enough to keep coming.
I remember going over to like houses of like people that had been in the business forever, and their houses would be so extravagant, and I would be like, remember when TV used to pay people money and they could have mansions?
Yeah.
So Chris, tell me what it's like when you're on set at Kenan without Fortune, and tell me what it's like on Kenan when Fortune shows up.
Listen, being on the set with Fortune is like having a rainbow just like start and finish inside the room.
Look at that.
And granted, being on the set of Kenan is already cloud nine. So now you have cloud nine with a rainbow in it. It's beautiful, man. It's like a Skittles commercial, bro. And nothing bad happens.
Finally, that Chris and I do have some storylines together.
Yeah, that was a ball, man.
People really enjoyed it, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude, it was like, I mean, as you know, Papa, you guys have a podcast together. Working with Fortune is effortless, man. It's just like, it's so fun. And it's dope to have like a homie that's from the stand-up world. And we get to just like really, I mean, those storylines, we got to really just like kind of be us. And it was like the best.
They had us compete after the same girl. It was pretty great.
That's funny.
And I love when Fortune roasts because it always has a pleasant sting to
it. Kills you with a smile.
Oh, it's so great. But no, I mean, that was maybe one of my favorite days shooting.
Same. That whole show is such a treat. You walk in there and you just start smiling.
Which is so strange because Kenan is known as just being such a ball breaker. You could just see from his face, like, step back. This guy's going to be in your face in trouble.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, it was really, it's like, you know, his approach to comedy is very Breaking Bad like, you know what I mean?
I like that you're getting to use so much of your musical talents at SNL. That Up, Up, Up song you just did.
Oh, man.
It's so catchy.
Oh, man, thank you. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. You know, obviously one of my favorite things to do. I still can't believe I've written more songs for SNL than my own album.
Is that something you would do?
Yeah, I'm gonna put out some stuff, but like, you know, I'm gonna do it like on my own terms type of thing. It's not really. It's just because like I like making music.
How's New York feeling?
New York is cool, man. They had a snow day. They had one snow day. They've been kind of going ape shit a little bit. As a kid from Chicago, I'm like, this is just a regular winter day to me. But it's not too bad, man. Like, you know, we got a bunch of snow. It's cold as all fucking hell. Y'all ain't in LA though.
I'm in Des Moines right now. Not as exciting, but I'll be in LA soon. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you look like you're in a bus stop.
I know that it looks like there's a that looks like a booth over there. I'm in a hotel room. you guys don't mind at the bus stop if I do my radio show, do you?
Like,
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Wow, that woman is driven me. Wi-Fi is slow at the bus stop.
And everyone's going like, she doesn't have a radio show. She's talking to no one.
She's just setting up a ring light in the depot.
Well, now Chris also has his own freaking show coming out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bust Down.
What's Bust Down about?
Bust Down is about 4 friends, me, Jay Knight, Langston Kerman, and Sam J, playing very hyperbolic versions of ourselves. And we're just 4 casino workers in this Middle America, Gary, Indiana casino. And we're trying to solve problems with these really terrible ideas, man.
That's a funny setting already.
It's a black show, but it's a black show that's not trying to remind y'all we black. And we want to just kind of make a really hard-hitting show, hard jokes and just funny first type of sitcom.
What's your character like in this one?
Man, he's wrong. He's an asshole. Well, he's a wild boy. This may be the dumbest man I've played on TV for sure.
That's great.
It's like an Always Sunny for black people, but white people could watch too.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Like our version of what an Always Sunny would be,
Yeah. Oh, that's
It
great.
had to be fun doing that with so many friends too.
Yeah, man. We've been doing this for about 5 years, and we went through like a bunch of different deals and shit. But it does feel good when you're like, yeah, see my thing, we made a thing, and you were wrong.
You're behind the scenes too.
Yeah, man. I really liked being in control of the whole story with my friends and being able. We really knew what we wanted to make, but we were also like really open to learning. So it was a cool like creative process. You just learn a whole lot being on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing auditions and shit, and like as an actor, I was like, man, like I knew this part of it, but it was like, damn, you really don't like have any control past like doing a good audition, man, because sometimes you're just not getting the role for just reasons that are so out of your control, like
so out of hand.
Finishing that show, starting Keenan and then starting SNL all at one time, it was pretty intense.
Dude, when I tell you, I don't think I remember half those days as like a human being. I don't remember. I wrote down like notes from different days or jokes from different days, and it helps me remember what happened because I was like, this whole last year has just been like flown by. I felt kind of like I've been Thanos snapped a little bit, like I just disappeared, and I just came back after a year and I was like, what the fuck? what is happening?
Why is my IMDb so much longer?
How's my body ate?
Yeah, we'd be on set. I'd be like going through the breakfast menu, and Chris has been up since like 5 a.m. boxing. I'm like, yeah, same.
Yo, that only happens when I'm shooting. I don't do that shit now. Like,
okay, good.
Y'all helping me wake up, man. I got up like at 9 o'clock and I was like, damn, I feel dead, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my eyes so low. People gonna think I'm high. I'm not high.
My eyes are always low. People...
I was high yesterday, carried over to today.
Now I'm just moody.
I'm just pissed.
Right.
Do you know what the Mandela effect is? There was a time when people would have sworn that Nelson Mandela was dead, but he was alive. Okay, let me ask you this. The Monopoly Man, does he have a monocle or does he not have a monocle?
I always assumed he did have a monocle.
He 100% has a monocle.
You live in a different world. You live in a different universe. The Mandela effect says some people will swear on their life that the Monopoly Man has a monocle. Well, the Monopoly Man does not have a monocle.
That's not true.
Tom, you listen to me, Tom.
You listen to me.
You're in the Mandela effect.
Does the Fruit of the Loom logo have a cornucopia?
It's like that weird little basket.
I don't think there's a cornucopia, but I'm not positive.
I don't think so either.
The answer is no. Okay, so Mandela effect avoided for you on that one. Is it Ready Whip or Ready Whip?
I think it's without the H.
I thought it was with an H.
It's no H.
No H.
Okay.
Is it Cheez-It or Cheez-Its?
Cheese it.
You're right, Fortune. I'm surprised you got that right, being you always have a box of Cheez-It next to you.
A box of Cheez-Its.
Yeah, that's the thing. Box of Cheez-It.
Is it Berenstain Bears or Berenstein Bears? I always thought it was Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, Berenstein, not Stain.
I hate to say it, but you've been Mandela affected.
What?
Berenstain Bears?
Like they got poop stuck on their fur?
I love the Berenstein Bears. They'll never be the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, Joe. I think you've
This
got
isn't
the.
me.
I think you have the Mandela effect confused.
Oh.
I think it's all backwards.
Double effect?
Mm-hmm. That was worth having the whole interview right there.